Good evening and welcome to PCC's webinar, Schemes and Finance Options for MSME. Before I start, I'm very grateful to our Delhi chapter for putting it together. Thank you so much. Let me extend my warm wishes and gratitude to our Delhi chapter co-chairs for putting this all together, as well as the whole team. Again, I have a privilege extending my thanks to our moderator and panelists. This is going to be a great informative webinar session today, I'm sure. Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, as we are well aware, it started 3 years back in New Jersey by the Punjabi community, with Mr. Gurpreet Pasricha as the visionary behind this wonderful platform. We now have 14 chapters worldwide. Our vision is to unite and reach the Punjabi community. We have different programs being churned out, such as classifieds, mentorship, resume bank, and so on. Please do take some time out and explore our website, which is www.punjabichamber.com. And do join us as a member also, if you haven't joined so far. You'll be glad to know that the membership is absolutely free of cost. Now, allow me to introduce the moderator, Mr. Gautam Khurana. He's also the co-chair of our Delhi chapter of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Khurana is the founder and managing partner at India Law Offices. A graduate from prestigious Shri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. He studied law at the Campus Law Center, main campus, Delhi University. He is actively involved with the functioning of India Law Offices, with the vision of providing quality legal and professional services to the clients and the businesses around the world. Mr. Khurana actively writes on Indian law and has authored more than 100 articles on various subject matters, which are published by various legal magazines, Indian newspapers, and on various law websites worldwide. Over to you, sir, Mr. Gautam Khurana. Mr. Gautam Khurana.
Sukhdeep ji, thank you, and good afternoon and good evening to everybody.
I believe Gautam sir's Wi-Fi has some issues.
Sukhdeep ji, could you please request him
forward,
to?
I just have to share that I'm on a web.
Could you please
Gautam
tell
sir,
him?
can you please put your video down? Just put on the audio. Can you please put off the video so that we have better bandwidth?
Very unstable Wi-Fi connection, so something goes wrong, then Sukhdeep ji will take over and take us through the session.
Shall I go ahead and take over? Because I think Mr. Khurana's signal seems to be very poor there. He seems to have some Wi-Fi outage.
Yeah, I think Sukhdeep, if you can start.
So participants, attendees, please allow me to proceed on. Next slide. I know the initial one. I have a great privilege today to help introduce Mr. Ram Avatar Singh, our panelist today. He is Assistant Director in charge branch MSME, DI New Delhi, Ministry of MSME. Thank you so much for joining in today, sir. We are all privileged to have you here today.
Thank you.
Before joining the Ministry of MSME, Mr. Singh worked as Assistant Director in the Office of Minister of State of Textiles, where he delivered more than 2,500 lectures. He motivated 25,000 unemployed youth, artisans, etc., and trained several weavers. He also attended a program on SMA promotion in Japan. Over to next panelist, Virginia. I have a great privilege to welcome Ms. Tripti S. Shingal. She is the founder, Women Innovator. Ms. Tripti is a chartered accountant by education, a serial entrepreneur by profession, and a success coach by passion. After having a successful corporate career with organizations such as PwC, Grant Thornton, and World Bank for more than a decade, Tripti wanted to make an impact where it truly matters. A breakthrough initiative founded by Tripti, Women has come a long way under Tripti's leadership. She contributes regularly to industry events and discussions on content, policies, social media, and government support systems for entrepreneurship. She also started KGS Advisors, which offers several incubation and acceleration programs for the entrepreneurs. She has held positions with various chambers and has supported 100+ SMEs and MSMEs. Thank you so much for being here today, ma'am. Genia, next slide.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would like to introduce Ms. Nazam Singh. She also happens to be the co-chair of our Delhi chapter. Ms. Nazam is chartered accountant, programmer, and a graduate student of the prestigious Oxford and Babson universities. Nazam is a dynamic entrepreneur with a background in hospitality, education, and financial services. She consults as a senior forensic auditor with Maheshwari and Company, a 51-year-old pan-India CA firm and paneled with prestigious bodies, including RBI, Indian Banking Association, and serious fraud investigation office. As an entrepreneur, she co-handles her company's hotel division in New Delhi and school division in Gujarat with upcoming projects in New York, Dehradun, and Goa as well. She is actively involved in many community outreach programs and had founded her own nonprofit at the younger age of 19. She's also, of course, I've already informed that she is the co-chair of Delhi chapter of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. We welcome you with open arms, Ms. Nazam Singh.
Thank you, Sukhdeep. Thank you so much.
In fact, I would like to invite Ms. Nazam to speak on today's webinar.
Thank you very much. Great. Firstly, thank you and a warm welcome to everyone today. Special thanks to Mr. Sukhdeep, Ms. Vanita, Ms. Genia, and of course our wonderful moderator who's not been able to join us right now, but I'm very confident that he'll join us shortly, Mr. Gautam Khurana. A very warm welcome to Ms. Tripti Shingle and our main keynote speaker, Mr. Ram Avatar Singh. Let me begin with the webinar for now. I will just share my screen. Okay. Is my screen available to everyone? Visible?
Yes.
Sukhdeep, can you please confirm? Great.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I will not be getting into too much of details on an MSME because we have two wonderful and knowledgeable speakers for this. Let me focus on giving a brief of what the scheme is, why is it important, etc. Starting with the first and the most primary question. Okay. My screen is frozen. Yeah. First and the most primary question of what is MSME? As per the revised calculation and the classification, now MSME has three main categories. There are enterprises which are into manufacturing and providing services. There's a micro category where investment of plant, machinery, etc. is less than 1 crore and the annual turnover is less than 5 crores. Please note that these both work together in conjunction. That is, if firm does not qualify either of the requirements, then they do not fall under this category. Second option is the small category where investment is less than 10 crores but more than 1 crore and the turnover has to be less than 50 crores but more than 5 crores. Third category, the smallest category amongst MSME in numbers, but the biggest in volume is the medium category, which is less than 50 crores should be the capital investment. More than 10 crores obviously do not fall under small, and the annual turnover has to be less than 250 crores. One question we often get asked during this is a lot of trading firms have reached out to us asking if trading firms can register on MSME. At the moment, what we've understood, trading services are not applicable as for MSME recognition, though there are one or two schemes. But I also believe that the government is working on this initiative, and by January or February, there will be a lot more programs and facilities available for trading firms. Okay. Moving on to the next part. Why are we doing this webinar today on MSME? Why has this become so important that the government has created a special, set of resources for it? Because as we mentioned, for a developing country like India, MSME has turned out to be our backbone. Basics like our GDP, it actually occupies about 29% of our GDP, poised to become 50% in a couple of years. That's the government's goal. More than 45% of our total exports come from MSME. Again, exports are a very important aspect for any nation. 95% or more of our industrial units are from MSME. They sort of cover around 6,000 products, a minimum of that much. Workforce, as I mentioned, more than 11 crores, about 150 million jobs are created by MSME, and industrial employment. They're one of the largest after agriculture, one of the largest employers of workforce in India. All right, how do we gain this recognition? I'm going to cover the simplest steps because details will be covered by both the other speakers. The Udyam registration, before this it used to be the Udyog Aadhaar registration. Now it's been replaced by Udyam. There's a central website for this. The single and the most important document is Aadhaar card. Please remember that Aadhaar card is one document without which a registration cannot happen. There are ways of still registering a company or a firm without a PAN card or without some other partnership deeds, etc. But Aadhaar card is the most important. 3 areas about it I'd like to add. One, there is no fees for this registration. So if any firm or professional approaches you saying that we will register and the government is asking for this fees, please do not believe it, because the government has made this registration free of cost completely. Second, it is self-certification. You have to declare all the documents, put in as requested. There are no additional long queues of or long sets of papers required. Very simple registration, very easy for any entrepreneur to do it themselves. Third, why are we doing this registration? Because of the host of benefits. There are multiple benefits, which is going to be the entire theme of our webinar today. All right, I'll give you a basic highlight because there are different schemes for each of these benefits available to MSME. One, as we know, cheaper bank loans, usually about 1 to 1.5% of interest rate is lower if you approach it through the MSME recognition and the registration certificate. Easy access to credit. Credit are usually the short-term advances or loans that you can get without the need of putting a lot of collateral or security. For MSME, there is a huge benefit that you get through it. Third, quicker approvals from state and central bodies, whether these are licenses, whether they are permissions or plans. If you present your MSME certification and under the right scheme, if you apply, there are a lot quicker benefits. Tax rebates, there are a lot of VAT exemptions available. There are youth subsidiaries for tax and capital gain that an entrepreneur struggling on a firm can make use of. Cheaper infrastructure. There are a lot of incubation centers. There are a lot of discounts in rentals. There are zones that based on the kind of industry in an MSME that you serve, that you could make use of. Cheaper services. Services like marketing services. There are services like even intellectual property. Something as basic as that. The government has made it very simple now to sort of enjoy the benefits of this and make it more accessible. Finally, greater access to government tenders. There's a whole purchasing and procurement program the government has launched where not only is it easy to get access to tenders, but also about 25% preference of the public sector units goes towards MSME, which is also why this, the recent scheme has become so important. Okay, I'll stick to 2 important slides today, which is the common mistakes that a MSME should avoid while applying for different financing options. Like I said again, details will be covered by our respected other speakers. Let me focus on practical areas that we have come across when we've been dealing with clients. Number 1, most important, wrong loan product. So many times entrepreneurs or firms are unable to identify the right scheme to apply under. Applying under too many schemes or applying for too many loans is also a drawback, because when a bank looks at your papers and sees that, okay, there are multiple applications, it often creates a fear or confusion among them. Therefore, very important that you end up identifying and understanding which is the right product for you. Another example of this is, as I mentioned, MSME form more than 45% of exports for our country. one of the key areas that an MSME who's an exporter faces is regarding working capital requirement to fulfill orders. That is, it could be, the lead time could be as much as 180 days between an exporter receiving the order, procuring raw material, doing the production, sending it across, delivering it, and finally getting payment for this. These are one of the most bottlenecks that choke an exporter. Now, applying that, of course, there are multiple finances options, but one of the best or quickest ones is to get a cash credit requirement. One mistake we've seen that happens most of the times is many a times exporters apply for a regular cash credit facility, whereas the government has given packing credit, which is a special type of cash credit facility available only to exporters, where the rate of interest is 1.5% lower. So smaller identifications like these are very important. Second, wrong collateral. Though most of our MSME schemes, because of the government support, have now do not need collateral, the other private institutes or financial institutes, yes, your chances go higher if you're able to provide the right collateral. Now, many a times we've noticed that clients do, they try sort of, using a bigger asset and creating 2-3 smaller loans on it, by using that mortgage. However, that always increases the time for a bank to process, because they have to understand what amount of it are they, securing themselves on, what is their priority in the list of realizations, etc. Therefore, one of the easiest ways here could be to give 2 small collaterals, but try and keep them independent to a bank. Third, very common mistake we see these days, which is confusion in CC and overdraft facility, which also kind of affects your business working. For a business firm or entrepreneur, for those who are very strong in documentation or who require a higher amount of credit, cash credit facility is always preferable. What is good about it is, if there is a collateral that you've applied, you can withdraw as much as 1.5% of the value of the collateral for your business. The drawback here is that there's a lot more compliance, a lot of reporting and documentation needed, as much as a monthly stock report, your monthly presentations to bank, etc. So for those entrepreneurs where reporting or documentation is a big overhead, they could sort of avoid this, and in case your documents are not correct for a month-to-month basis, the limit that you can withdraw can also come down. So a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck in this loop with the hope of taking money to grow their business and are therefore not able to achieve it. Whereas an overdraft facility, it lets you borrow up to 100% or a 90% of the collateral that you give. But in turn, it is only once a year compliance, and the overall reporting methods are much easier, helping you focus on your business. So, of course, fourth, one of the most important is the poor credit rating. There are multiple organizations, multiple official bodies that the government gives you for rating yourself, including the CIBIL score, etc. The credit rating is usually between 300 to 900. It is always advisable to try and keep a credit rating of more than 700 if you're applying for a loan. So before you apply, please check the credit rating or check your CIBIL score and sort of work with, if it is very low, if it's less than 700, less than 600, take a couple of months to work towards building it. Of course, one of the biggest ways is by paying your own, mortgages installments properly. Another way is also by maintaining your documents completely well. One more, fifth point is, a private lender mismanagement. There are multiple private investments also available in the market for it. Many a times, many entrepreneurs, moved or turned towards private investments. Well, firstly, please understand that they are secondary options. First, the most secure and the most safe options should be government related finances, your banks, your NBFCs. Second option, in case you feel documentation has not reached that level or your scale has not gone that high, only then look at private ones. And always remember that a trade-off is always the rate of interest. Not always, or rather, usually, in most cases, it's the rate of interest. So there are funds like microfinance for, just those startups who are just beginning out. There are rates of fraternity funds also available. Usually, most of these come with a lot of risk and high interest. Therefore, you could turn to them for emergency funding, but please do not confuse them with investment options. Those are not very smart investment options in most cases. There are exceptions, of course. The last slide I'd like to cover 5 more errors that we faced. One again is lack of export hedging. For those exporters who are sending goods across, there are multiple hedging options or multiple guarantee options that you can take, which could secure you. Many exporters are not able to take it because of course they come at an extra cost, but they sort of lose the bigger picture where they sort of insure themselves against mishappenings. So for example, the letter of undertaking, one of the most common and less used option, where if I'm an exporter, and I have to send something across. Hello?
Yeah, we can listen, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, yeah, my internet just hung up. Where I'm an exporter and I have to send something across, I can always hedge myself as well, so that in case there is a problem with the seller, my payment is secure with the bank, and also the other person, the buyer ends up securing himself, that in case the amount does not reach him, or in case the quality is not satisfied, then there is a form of security of a bank to turn to. Incorrect forecast, one other very common mistake we make, where financials so many times are not made correctly, where business plans, business projection is not correctly done. That also, either you explain it, you put it too much, or you put a much lower cost. That's also when the financing application could not go through. Inflated financials, one of the most common areas that we see these days. The biggest problem that comes with inflated financials is actually not necessarily immediately, because once you have that issued and tomorrow if you're not able to fulfill it, you cannot turn to the bank and ask again because your financials are already overinflated. Therefore, it's easier, or the stress on you to be turned into an NPA, non-performing asset, is quicker without the bank noticing it, which is a bigger trap to fall into. Unsuitable institutions. The only reason this could be is if you sort of approach those banks or those organizations that don't suit your kind of needs. So for example, for exporters, nationalized banks are very good, very, very friendly, because they have a special dedicated wing for international transactions. Likewise, the NSIC schemes, the SIDBI Bank, these are very good for smaller entrepreneurs. So choosing the right institution is very good. Finally, one of the hidden areas are poor loan terms. If you don't end up reading your loan terms properly, there may be a lot of hidden charges, hidden costs, hidden compliances that you might miss. And while conducting the transaction is when you might come across, and it could be either very expensive for you or very time consuming, which again, for a growing industry, could be a big bottleneck on resources. So I'll stick to this today for now. That's about my presentation. A letter of credit, this is how the system works that I already explained to you. Thank you very much. I would give over the stage to the other wonderful speakers on explaining details of the MSME schemes today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nazim. And I'll now invite Ms. Tripti Shangal to enlighten us more on MSME schemes and finance options available. Over to you, Ms. Tripti.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll just try to share the screen. That's it. So I will leave the MSME schemes to Mr. Ram Avtar. I will, so Deepji, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah, we can see, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So I'll just quickly cover NSIC scheme. One important scheme which has definitely helped our MSMEs is the business promotion. One thing which I really suggest everyone to do is registration under single point registration for government purchases. So there are two portals here. One is the NSIC single point registration and another is GEM. I'm not covering GEM in detail, but you all can note down that there is a Ministry of Commerce initiative called GEM, and today if a public sector undertaking, central government has to order anything, you need to be on GEM if you want to supply to them. And the other is NSIC, which is a single point registration. So these listing actually helps you for government organization to reach out to you. And second is the benefit is that you get a consortia and tender marketing. So what NSIC do, if you are applying to a bigger contract and your contribution cannot be as big as the contract asks for, NSIC can make a consortia of micro and small manufacturer of the same product and then apply for that tender, and it really helps. Second is they have a MSME Global Mart, which you all can have a look. It's www.msmemart.com, which helps you in getting not only sell but also opportunity to see the database of the vast database for raw material assistance. Sometimes I've seen that people struggle as small and medium entrepreneur, really struggle in buying the raw material at the right price. So this platform is always helping also in raw material purchasing. It's pretty beneficial for that also. Sorry, 1 second. I think this is not, yeah. So then there is this incubation for small enterprise establishment, which I'll give a skip because this is majorly for, if you want to come up with an incubation center or you have your own expertise, there are different ways which you can get a support and you can set up your own incubation. Then there is this procurement and marketing support scheme, which is very relevant because most of us as an MSME wants to go for domestic and international trade fairs. Now, when you want to go for domestic and international trade fair, there are schemes under which you can get reimbursement. So if the domestic fair or the international fair is listed on NSIC website, you will get support in terms of the stall charges. Even the transportation cost, which is a major cost, get reimbursed. So these definitely help, and the extent is from 30,000, and international participation is to a particular percentage. And if you are a woman, you get a further advantage of reimbursement. Then there are facility for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, specifically for, there are some exemptions on bank loan charges, reimbursement by to 1 lakh rupees. Even the export membership, there's a fee reimbursement. Testing charges, which become very important for manufacturers, is also there. So, and there are short-term management courses under the schemes. Nazim has already covered the new definition of MSME. Now, the companies coming under MSME definition has increased drastically. So I think it's a very good idea to go and test yourself whether you're an MSME and the benefit as an MSME which you can get. So there is a very important part, which is a public procurement policy. Under public procurement policy, it is mandated to all the PSUs to procure at least 25% of the products of all their total procurement. 25% has to come from MSME. So under this, you get a preference. So you can always go on a platform of Samvad, and there is a platform where you can see all the public sector undertakings. They have listed the details of what they procure. So it will help you in finding out what all products is that public undertaking. Would normally people come up and ask whether this particular PSU, where can we supply? So the answer is you simply go on the website of the government and try to find out what all are they buying, so that you don't have to go and ask anyone about it. It's already listed, and what quantity they buy is also listed. As a woman entrepreneur, now 3% has to be mandatory procured from you, and this particular quota specifically is lying untouched. So if you are woman-owned businesses, this definitely is to you, because you can always go to the PSU and say that we fall under this category, and you can procure some services, and there's some relaxation in terms of the tender requirement, the kind of experience you have to show. There's relaxation on all those front. There are credit-linked capital subsidy and technological upgradation scheme, which I will leave to Mr. Ram Avtarji. Another very important website you all can note about is Champions MSME. If you simply Google Champion MSME, this one website has all the details of all the government schemes which are active. Somewhere we always get very disturbed with the number of schemes which are available, but most of them may not be even active. So please note this Champions MSME. This platform is not just for listing, not just to see what kind of schemes are there, but also if you have your payment stuck. For example, a major issue MSME is facing is delay in payment, because the GST impact comes on your revenue, but the payment of that when it's government comes afterwards. You have to pay the GST whether you've received the revenue or not. So there are a lot of challenges when it comes to getting the recovery of their cost from government tenders. So you can always put on Champions MSME, the very well made platform, where on the drop down you can choose and you can file and you can give the reference of that particular bill or invoice and get the help from government 24/7. So this is a very, very important website which I really felt is very, very important for you all to note. Public procurement is, and I hope that all of you are registered on e-tendering GEM. E-tendering, there is a government website. I can also share the link in a meanwhile. And then there are schemes to help you get the digital certification. Digital certificate has become very, very instrumental there. So there is a scheme under which you get a support for getting your digital signatures, and there are schemes which support this. The website which I was talking about is MSME Samvad. Now on MSME Samvad, you can see the complete list from where the central ministry, what they're buying, the PSUs, the CPSCs, the complete detailed list is available here. Then there are different initiatives like vendor development program, development of marketing hearts. There are workshops which are happening, which are sponsored by government, awareness program on barcoding, even lean manufacturing, how you reduced your cost of manufacturing is a very another scheme I'm sure Ram Avtarji will cover, is design thinking and packaging scheme, where if you want to improve your design, you can get the benefit of reimbursement of that designer, which you can hire from a recognized institute like NID, NIFT. You can get the salary of that particular person paid by, reimbursed by government. So these are some can help you. And I will try to wrap up with this by bringing you the link of the eprocurement.gov.in, which is the website which you all should register. You will need your digital certificate, so please be ready when you register on this website. This will give you all the relevant tenders. And I think I will bring my presentation to an end. It's a long presentation because I normally cover most of the schemes of government, and I'll hand over the mic to Mr. Gill. Please take it forward. I'm really happy to hear from Mr. Ram Avtarji the relevance. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you're muted, Mr. Gill. I'm not able to hear you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tripti. And this was surely very enlightening talk for us, especially Champions MSME, which we all should be aware of. Let me now pass on to our wonderful speaker who is going to speak on, again, schemes and finance options available on MSME. Very respectable Mr. Ram Avtarji.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
जी जी हेलो
Yes, sir. You're very much audible, sir.
जी जी तृप्ति जी गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबॉडी तृप्ति जी
Thank
प्लीज
you. Yes, sir. Yes.
स्लाइड
You want us to share the slide? Can I request
Yeah,
Nazam
yeah.
to please request you to please share? Nancy. Okay, let me share the presentation. One
Yeah,
second.
Tripti. Yeah.
Ram Avtarji, presentation is here. You can go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome to all. Next. MSME. Next, please. Yeah. Ministry of MSME, Government of India there is a KVIC, Khadi Village Industry Commission. Second is NSIC, National Small Industry Corporation. Third is COIR Board. Fourth is Office of the Development Commissioner MSME. The Office of the Development Commissioner MSME. Next. आप सुन पा रहे हैं मुझे? हाँ, नेक्स्ट प्लीज. आवाज आ रही है आप सभी को?
हाँ जी सर, वी आर वेरी मच, आप बिल्कुल अच्छी तरह से सुन पा रहे हैं हम लोग आपको।
जी, we can hear you, sir.
Thank you. The Office of the Development Commissioner MSME, the network of the Office of the Development Commissioner MSME, 30 MSME Development Institute all over India. और मतलब हर प्रत्येक प्रदेश में एक इंस्टीट्यूट है हमारा, और 28 ब्रांच ऑफिसेज हैं, और 10 हमारी टूल रूम्स हैं, और देन 6 टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट सेंटर हैं. 2 हमारे सेंटर फुटवेयर ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट है, 1 इज चेन्नई, सेकंड इज आगरा, और 4 हमारे रीजनल टेस्टिंग सेंटर है. हर मेट्रो सिटी में हमारे रीजनल टेस्टिंग सेंटर है, वहाँ कोई भी अपना प्रोडक्ट ले जाके आप टेस्टिंग करा सकते हैं. और 2 हमारे नेशनल ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. नेक्स्ट. या तो we are conducting a lot of training program, EDP Entrepreneurship Development Program, ESDP Entrepreneurship Skill Development Program, MDP Management Development Program, EAP Entrepreneurship Awareness Program, Udyam, और lots of schemes के अलग-अलग program होते हैं. Next. One most important scheme is there, PMEGP. Hello. Next. PMEGP scheme, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. PMEGP scheme. It's for unemployed youth जो अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, जिनकी एज 18 अबव है. उनके पास कोई ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत ज्यादा उनके ग्रेजुएट या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट या पीएचडी या और कुछ किए हो, 8th स्टैंडर्ड पास हो, मैक्सिमम कुछ भी उन्होंने स्टडी कर रखी हो, वो अपना एंटरप्राइज सर्विस सेक्टर में या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में किसी भी मतलब रूरल एरिया या अर्बन एरिया में लगा सकते हैं. उनके लिए 25 लाख लोन मिलता है, और उसमें 15 to 35% सब्सिडी मिलती है. और इसमें मार्जिन मनी भी, अपना जो मार्जिन मनी होता है, जो कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होता है, वो 5 to 10% ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट. So it is very good scheme. General category beneficiary can avail of margin money only 15 to 25%. Subsidy is the 15 to 25%, 15 for general caste and 15 to 25 for general caste in urban or rural area. Or for SC ST women, 25 to 35%. 25 in urban area, 35% in rural area. Next. Next, please. Yes. It is a support for entrepreneur and managerial development of SME through incubators. ये स्कीम उनके लिए जो कॉलेज हैं, यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, वो उसमें अपना कोई भी अपना कोई आइडिया देना चाहें, कोई इनक्यूबेशन के लिए कोई इनक्यूबेशन सेंटर खोलना चाहते हैं, तो to promote emerging technology and knowledge-based innovative ventures that seek the nurturing of ideas from professionals. तो इसमें सपोर्ट करते हैं उनको प्रमोट करने के लिए, उनको अनटेप्ड क्रिएटिविटी के लिए इंडिविजुअली उसमें इनोवेटर्स हो सकते हैं, और इंडिविजुअल इनोवेटर्स को वो टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए वो आइडिया दे सकते हैं। तो उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई उनको एक रिम्बर्समेंट करती है और एक उनको फंड प्रोवाइड करती है। नेक्स्ट। नेक्स्ट। CGT MSME scheme. It is a very good scheme. CGT MSME credit facility to MSME without any collateral or security or third party guarantee. ये इसमें 2 करोड़ रुपए तक का लोन, 200 लाख तक का लोन आप इसमें मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और सर्विसिंग दोनों के लिए ले सकते हैं। 80% उसका लोन नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन के लिए होता है और 75%, क्योंकि इसमें 20 to 25% मार्जिन मनी जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होता है उनको अपनी लगानी पड़ती है। और ये बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है, इसमें बिना गारंटी के आप 2 करोड़ रुपए तक का लोन ले सकते हैं कहीं भी अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स लगाने के लिए। तो बहुत में, और दूसरी स्कीम हमारी क्रेडिट लिंक कैपिटल सब्सिडी स्कीम है जिसको CLCSS कहते हैं, जिसमें हम कोई भी मॉडर्नाइजेशन के लिए अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहते हैं, कोई भी मशीनरी लगाना चाह सकते हैं जिससे क्वालिटी अच्छी हो, वेस्टेज कम हो और वो एफिशिएंसी अच्छी हो उसकी, तो उसमें 15% तक सब्सिडी मिलती है। 15% मैक्सिमम 15 लाख रुपए, वो अच्छी स्कीम है। और ये इसको CLCSS स्कीम कहते हैं। सब ये ऑनलाइन इसका आप देखेंगे बैंक से किसी भी, लेकिन इसमें शर्त यही कि आप इसको बैंक से लोन कराएंगे, कोई भी मशीनरी आप परचेज करेंगे, चाहे वो इंपोर्ट की हो चाहे अपने इंडिजीनियस हो, तो उसको आप बैंक से लोन कराएंगे, तभी आप बैंक में अपना आपको एक यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड बनेगा। CLCSS स्कीम के लिए आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। इसमें 15% और मैक्सिमम 15 लाख रुपए आपको सब्सिडी मिलेगी। दूसरी जेड स्कीम है, जीरो इफेक्ट जीरो डिफेक्ट स्कीम। इसमें स्कीम तो प्रोवाइड दो वन टाइम रिम्बर्समेंट मिलता है, इसमें 80%, 60% और 40%, और ये बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है। और इससे क्योंकि देखा होगा जितने भी हम क्वालिटी बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट होते हैं जो डिफेंस में देने होते हैं, हमें रेलवेज में देने होते हैं, तो उसके लिए जेड सर्टिफिकेट अगर आपके पास है तो आपको और कोई सर्टिफिकेशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है। नेक्स्ट। हाँ, एक हमारे स्टेट लेवल ट्रेड फेयर और एग्जीबिशन होते हैं, तो आप इसमें 100% SC ST वुमेन के लिए जिसमें स्टॉल होता है उसमें दिया जाता है अदर, और मैक्सिमम टू 30,000 रुपीज, और अदर कैटेगरीज के लिए 15,000 रुपीज। और ये नेशनल अपने जो भी, जैसे देखा होगा अपने प्रगति मैदान में ITPO होते हैं, या वाइब्रेंट गुजरात या बहुत सारे अन्य प्रदेशों में जो एग्जीबिशन होते हैं, या NSIC अपने पवेलियन में लगाते हैं, या और भी होते हैं, तो उसमें एग्जीबिशन में जो भी स्टॉल लगता है उसका रिम्बर्समेंट मिलता है। नेक्स्ट। इंटरनेशनल स्कीम ट्रेड फेयर, तो इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड फेयर स्कीम बहुत अच्छी है। इसमें भी जो भी वुमन या SC ST एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं उसमें 100% एयर फेयर मिलता है, और जो स्टॉल का चार्जेस होता है उसमें भी 100%, और नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए 100% रिम्बर्समेंट मिलता है। मैक्सिमम इसमें 2.25 lakhs पर यूनिट्स वंस ए ईयर आपको इसमें पार्टिसिपेशन करने के लिए मिलता है। कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग भी एक बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है पैकेजिंग टेक्निक्स के लिए, मॉडर्न पैकेजिंग टेक्निक्स के लिए। इसमें 80% टोटल कॉस्ट जो एम्पेनल्ड एजेंसी होती हैं या कंसल्टेंट्स होते हैं या कंसल्टेंसी जो करते हैं उसमें मिलता है। 100% SC ST और NER और फिजिकल हैंडीकैप्ड यूनिट्स के लिए होता है। नेक्स्ट। IPR इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट बहुत अच्छा है ये स्कीम में। जो भी पेटेंट लेना चाहते हैं, डोमेस्टिक पेटेंट के लिए 25,000, फॉरेन पेटेंट के लिए 2 लाख रुपए, और जियोग्राफिकल इंडिकेशन के लिए GI के लिए इसमें 1 लाख रुपीज इसमें मिलते हैं। तो IPR आप ले सकते हैं और ये बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है। इसमें हमारे सेमिनार भी होते हैं और कोई भी यूनिवर्सिटी है उसमें अपना IPFC एक वो भी डाल सकते हैं, IPFC फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर, उसके लिए भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई ग्रांट देती है। नेक्स्ट 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 प्लीज।
तृप्ति जी, आई थिंक आपका यू आर स्टक अप। नेक्स्ट
नेक्स्ट
स्लाइड।
ऐसे ऐसे बता
Yeah,
देता हूँ
I
कुछ। या नेशनल अवार्ड एक
just
स्कीम होती है हमारी, नेशनल अवार्ड एक स्कीम
there's some
होती है। नेशनल अवार्ड
internet
में हम लोग
issue now.
3
Getting
प्राइजेस
stuck.
देयर। आप सुन पा रहे हैं मुझे?
हाँ जी
Yes,
सर, हम
sir.
लोग सुन पा रहे हैं, वेरी क्लियर।
एक हमारा नेशनल अवार्ड होते हैं, उसमें थर्ड प्राइज होते हैं, 3 प्राइज होते हैं, फर्स्ट सेकंड और थर्ड प्राइज, और तीनों प्राइज के साथ में 3 लाख रुपए, 2 लाख रुपए और 1 लाख रुपए ट्रॉफी होती है। वो ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर या महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदय द्वारा या कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर द्वारा वो नेशनल अवार्ड हर साल दिए जाते हैं। और वो सभी सेक्टरों में होते हैं, जैसे आपका एक मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, हॉजरी और केमिकल, जितने भी सेक्टर्स होते हैं, ग्लास एंड सिरेमिक, फूड। और दूसरा, और उसमें R&D के लिए फिर नेशनल अवार्ड होते हैं। तीसरा, SC ST वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए अलग से नेशनल अवार्ड होते हैं। तो इनोवेटिव कुछ अच्छा कुछ R&D की रखे हो, उसमें अलग नेशनल अवार्ड होते हैं। तो इस तरह के नेशनल अवार्ड हर साल हमारी वेबसाइट पर आप देख सकते हैं, निकाले जाते हैं और दिए जाते हैं। तीसरा एक स्कीम है क्लस्टर डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, MSME CDP, बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है। इसमें अगर 20 यूनिट्स, मोर देन 20 यूनिट्स एक जैसी एक्टिविटीज कर रही हो, सपोज एक जैसा रॉ मटेरियल लेके एक जैसे प्रोडक्ट बना रही हो, वो एक ही छोटे से एक रेडियस में हो, जैसे 2 या 3 किलोमीटर की रेडियस में हो, तो वो एक कॉमन फैसिलिटी सेंटर लगाने के लिए, डिजाइन स्टूडियो लगाने के लिए, दूसरा रॉ मटेरियल डिपो लगाने के लिए, या पैकेजिंग टेक्निक्स और इनोवेटिव कुछ रॉ मटेरियल डिपो, तो कॉमन फैसिलिटी सेंटर जो लगाया जाता है उसमें 20 करोड़ रुपए तक का ग्रांट इट इज ए ग्रांट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई देती है। तो क्लस्टर डेवलपमेंट स्कीम बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्कीम है, और ये आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे देख सकते हैं, msmecdp.gov.in या MSME ऑफिस ऑफ द dcmsme.gov.in, इस पे भी पूरी हमारी स्कीम्स हैं। दूसरा, एक मिनिस्ट्री की बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्कीम है जो ऑल ओवर इंडिया अभी बहुत अच्छी तरह से स्कीम चल रही है, स्फूर्ति स्कीम। स्फूर्ति स्कीम में क्या है कि कोई भी रूरल एरिया हो या शहर हो या कहीं भी कोई भी जो हमारे आर्टिजन्स, महिलाएं या फार्मर्स जो काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी इनकम को कैसे बढ़ाया जाए, उनको कैसे कैसे अच्छी टेक्निक्स बताई जाए, कैसे उनको जो अर्निंग है 100 रुपीज या 200 रुपीज पर डे, तो उसको कैसे अर्निंग को बढ़ाएं, कैसे नए नए टेक्निक्स उनको सिखाएं, मार्केटिंग करना कैसे सिखाएं, कैसे उनको हम और ट्रेनिंग दे सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए 5 करोड़ रुपए तक का ग्रांट मिलता है, जो स्फूर्ति स्कीम है, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्कीम है। और दूसरा, जैम, जैसे हम कोई भी प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं तो उसको जैम गवर्नमेंट ई मार्केटिंग उसको बहुत इजी प्लेटफॉर्म है, आप इजीली उसको आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। तो जैम में आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगा तो मार्केटिंग की कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि अब हम भी गवर्नमेंट या CPS या PSU जो भी परचेजिंग करेगी, वो कुछ भी मतलब एक सुई से लेके और हेलीकॉप्टर तक वो जैम के थ्रू करेंगे। हम मैंडेट कर दिया कि जैम से परचेजिंग करनी है। तो ये बहुत रजिस्ट्रेशन बहुत जरूरी है। जो उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन अभी 1 जुलाई से स्टार्ट हुआ है, जिसके बारे में पहले भी जो MSME की डेफिनेशन तो हम लोग क्लियर कर चुके थे कि जो माइक्रो यूनिट है उसमें 1 करोड़ रुपए और 5 करोड़ रुपए का टर्नओवर, जो हमारी मीडियम इंडस्ट्री में 10 करोड़ रुपए और 50 करोड़ रुपए का टर्नओवर जो मीडियम इंडस्ट्री है, उसमें हमारा 50 करोड़ 250 करोड़ रुपए का टर्नओवर। तो MSME की इस तरह से जो क्लासिफिकेशन दी गई है। तो और उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन बहुत सरल है, किसी भी फेक आप उस वेबसाइट पे न जाएं, तो उद्यम registration.gov.in या हमारी ऑफिस ऑफ द dcmsme.gov.in पे जाके आप रजिस्ट्रेशन करके आप उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन ले सकते हैं। बहुत इजी है, इसमें पेपरलेस है, कुछ भी नहीं है। आपका एक आधार कार्ड हो और आपके पास में जो मोबाइल हो, आधार कार्ड से लिंक हो, उसमें ओटीपी आएगा, तो उसमें डिटेल्स आप देंगे तो बहुत इजीली आपका उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन आपको मिल जाएगा। तो इस तरह से हमारी बहुत सारी स्कीम, हमारी ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स हैं, हमारी ट्रेनिंग्स होती रहती हैं, हमारी कनॉट प्लेस में जो हमारा ऑफिस है उसमें ट्रेनिंग्स होती हैं और ये ट्रेनिंग आप कर सकते हैं। तो इस तरह से जो मैडम ने एक तृप्ति जी पहले शेयर कर चुकी हैं, एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्कीम हमारी पब्लिक प्रोक्योरमेंट स्कीम। तो पब्लिक प्रोक्योरमेंट में मैंडेट कर दिया कि 25% गवर्नमेंट और या सीपीएससी या पीसीएस वो माइक्रो एमएसएमई से खरीदेंगे। और दूसरा क्या है, उसमें प्राइस प्रेफरेंस भी है। L1 के लिए जो भी L1 आएंगे जो माइक्रो यूनिट्स, तो उसको 15% प्राइस प्रेफरेंस भी मिलेगा। दूसरा एक मैडम ने शेयर कर ली थी डिलेड पेमेंट के लिए, क्योंकि 45 डेज से ज्यादा आपका पेमेंट एमएसएमई का किसी पार्टी पे रुकता है तो उसमें आप डिलेड पेमेंट के तहत उसमें ले सकते हैं और पेनल इंटरेस्ट के साथ में वो जितने भी दिन डिले करेंगे वो आपको पेमेंट दे देंगे। संबंध इस तरह से स्कीम है। जो भी हमारे जो आईटीआई किए हुए या स्किल बच्चे हुए, हमने एक पोर्टल बना रखा है, तो उस पर जाके आप गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू या उस पर जाके आप डायरेक्ट भी उन बच्चों को अपनी इंडस्ट्री में स्किल वर्करों को, स्किल जिनके पास में टेक्निक्स है, स्किल है, उनको आप हायर कर सकते हैं। हमारे बहुत सारे जैसे उद्यम समागम होते रहते हैं, उसमें एग्जीबिशंस लगती हैं, तो उसमें भी आप अपने प्रोडक्ट को लेके डिस्प्ले कर सकते हैं। एक हमारा बहुत महत्वपूर्ण एक पोर्टल हमारे जो सेक्रेटरी महोदय श्री ए के शर्मा साहब, उन्होंने बनाया champions.gov.in। जो आपकी कोई भी ग्रीवेंसेस है उसमें आप रजिस्ट्रेशन कर सकते हैं, डिलीट के ऊपर, फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड, आपका उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन से रिलेटेड या किसी भी स्कीम से रिलेटेड आप उसमें ग्रीवेंसेस को डाल सकते हैं। आपको विद इन 24 आवर्स आपको उसकी रिप्लाई मिलेगी। तो इस तरह से हमारी ये स्कीम्स हैं, आप इस स्कीम्स का लाभान्वित हो सकते हैं। डिजाइन क्लिनिक स्कीम मैडम ने शेयर कर ली थी, जितनी भी हमारी जो इम्पेनल एजेंसी है वो निफ्ट से है, एनआईडी से, तो उसमें एनआईडी वगैरह से, तो उसमें जो डिजाइनर होते हैं तो डिजाइनर का जो भी कॉस्ट होता है तो उसका वो हम रिमर्समेंट करते हैं। बहुत अच्छी स्कीम है। जो भी आप अपनी यूनिट में कोई भी अच्छी डिजाइन को करना चाहते हैं तो डिजाइनर किसी इम्पेनल जो एजेंसी है उससे आप हायर करके और डिजाइनर की कॉस्ट का रिम्बर्समेंट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई हमारा विभाग देता है। तो आप उस स्कीम में आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। तो इस तरह से हमारी ये बहुत सारी स्कीम है और हमारी वेबसाइट आप देख सकते हैं। हमारी वेबसाइट www.dcmsme.gov.in, आप इस पे अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। दूसरा हमारा दूसरा पोर्टल और champions.gov.in, इस पे भी सभी हमारी स्कीम्स दी गई हैं, ब्रीफ में उसको समझा गया है। www.champions.gov.in, इस पे भी पूरे स्कीम्स आप देख सकते हैं। और कुछ पूछना चाहे, थैंक यू सो मच। अगर आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो पूछ भी सकते हैं स्कीम्स के बारे में, प्लीज। जी, कोई क्वेश्चन?
Yeah, over to you, Gautam sir, moderator.
Yeah, sure. I think Sukhdeep, you carry on because I think I'm not too sure about my connection. If I go bad or something, please take over. So Ram Avatar ji, very nice, very useful presentation. Thank you. I think आपने बहुत ही important और बहुत ही relevant schemes share करी.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank
think
you so much.
नहीं यो सर, we are grateful to you. तो आई थिंक काफ़ी सारे जो अटेंडीज हैं उनका रिक्वेस्ट है कि इस पीपीटी की कॉपी शेयर कर ली जाए, तो आई एम श्योर पोस्ट इवेंट सबसे शेयर कर लेंगे। एक सवाल था कि जब से कोविड-19 क्राइसिस आया है तो सरकार ने काफ़ी एम्फेसिस दिया है लोन्स एंड वेरियस अदर स्कीम्स के ऊपर। आपको पिछले 6-7 महीने में क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि अब एमएसएमईज किस तरफ से आपके पास आ रहे हैं, किस तरह सरकार उनकी मदद कर पा रही है? थोड़ा उसके बारे में अगर शेयर कर पाए तो। आप म्यूटेड हैं राम अवतार जी।
प्लीज जी।
तो आपने सवाल सुना, मैं रिपीट करूं?
नहीं, सॉरी, नेटवर्क इशू था जी।
नहीं, मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि ये बहुत बढ़िया स्कीम्स हैं और बहुत एलैबोरेट स्कीम्स भी हैं और सरकार ने फिर उसके अलावा लोन रिलेटेड भी काफ़ी स्कीम्स को ओपन किया था। सो जब से ये कोविड क्राइसिस हुआ है, आपके एक्सपीरियंस में एमएसएमईज से किस किस्म की एप्लीकेशंस आ रही हैं और सरकार किन एरियाज में ज़्यादा मदद कर पा रही है?
जी, जी, जी। अभी तो मोस्टली इसकी जो हमारे पास एप्लीकेशंस या हमारे पास जो ग्रीवेंसेस आ रहे हैं, वो उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन और फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड है। क्योंकि
अच्छा।
20% जो फाइनेंस था वो तो उनको मिल गया, और उनको और कैसे फाइनेंस मिले न्यू फाइनेंस के लिए अपना। और दूसरा हमारा उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन था, तो उसके लिए जो ज्यादातर हमारे पास में वो आ रहे हैं। और तीसरा जो स्टार्टअप्स और उसकी फंडिंग कैसे होगी, कैसे हम और क्या क्या यूनिट्स डाल सकते हैं, कौन कौन सा अब स्कोप क्या क्या यूनिट्स का, तो हम उनको बताते हैं। आप एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में जा सकते हैं, आप फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री में जा सकते हैं, फार्मा में जा सकते हैं, आप जो ई व्हीकल या जो इस तरह का जो लिथियम बैटरीज या और इस तरह की चीजें जो चाइना से हम जो कंपीट कर रहे थे, तो जो मेक इन
जी।
इंडिया के प्रोडक्ट होंगे, जो चाइना जो बल्क में हमें सप्लाई कर सकता था, वो करता था, जो हम चाइना
जी।
से ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम इंपोर्ट कर सकते थे। तो उस तरह की स्कीम, टॉयज का बहुत हमारे पास में वो है, टॉयज के बहुत आप इंडस्ट्री डाल सकते हैं। दूसरा अभी देखा होगा सब लोग, एक ना तो कंसेप्ट बदल गया है कि हम ना आयुर्वेद में जाएं और हम हर्बल चीजों का यूज करें। तो हर्बल से रिलेटेड कैसे कैसे हम और चीजों को प्रोडक्शन कर सकते हैं। अभी तीसरा एक कंसेप्ट आ गया है कि जो काउ बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट है, क्योंकि एक अलग से कामधेनु राष्ट्रीय कामधेनु आयोग बना है, तो वो भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा करने की इसको हम एमएसएमई से कैसे लिंक कर सकते हैं, जिससे कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग, क्योंकि रूरल में गांव में ज्यादा अनएम्प्लॉयड बहुत लोग ज्यादा है, और वहां पे वो चाहते हैं कि उनको कैसे एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिले, कैसे वो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हो। क्योंकि गांव में देखा होगा जो कृषक हैं केवल खेती पे डिपेंड करते हैं, तो वो अपना जो प्रोडक्शन है, जो हम हमारी फसल आती है, और साथ में जो हम हमारे पास में वहां पे जो पशु होते हैं, चाहे वो गाय हो, चाहे वो भैंस हो, चाहे और कई तरह के हों, तो उनको कैसे हम इकोनॉमी में ले जाएं, इकोनॉमिक कैसे बनाएं गाय को या भैंस को या हमारी फसल को। तो हम कैसे ग्रेडिंग कर सकते हैं, उससे बीज कर सकते हैं, कैसे वहाँ छोटी छोटी हम स्पाइसेस की, अचार की, इस तरह की इंडस्ट्री डाल सकते हैं। तो उसी रेडियस में, उसी एरिया में हम लोग उनको सप्लाई कर सके, तो उनको बहुत ज्यादा बाहर से चीजें मंगाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो इस तरह की चीजें आ रही हैं, हम लोग उनको मोटिवेट कर रहे हैं। पीएमईजीपी के बहुत सारे केसेस आ रहे हैं फाइनेंस कराने के लिए 25 लाख तक के लिए।
जी।
तो हम उन लोगों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम मोटिवेट कर रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं कि हेल्प कर रहे हैं।
बहुत बढ़िया। दिस इज
जी
वेरी वेरी नाइस टू हियर दैट। इसी के साथ एक रिलेटेड सवाल था कि देखिए, हमारा कंट्री हम सब जानते हैं कि कैपिटल डेफिशिएंट है। तो आपके हिसाब से जो लोअर एंड की एमएसएमईज हैं, उनको कैपिटल बेस बढ़ाने के लिए आपकी कौन सी स्कीम सबसे बढ़िया, या क्या रिकमेंड करते हैं कैपिटल बेस बढ़ाने के लिए एमएसएमईज क्या करें?
जी, बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। क्योंकि ना उसमें हम ये कर सकते हैं कि उनको हम एक तो हमारी स्कीम थी सीजीटीएमएससी। अगर उनके पास में कोई भी कोलेटरल नहीं है, थर्ड पार्टी गारंटी नहीं है, तो हमारी उस स्कीम्स में वो अप्लाई करके 2 करोड़ रुपए तक का फाइनेंस ले सकते हैं, जिससे कि वो अपना अपने यूनिट को मॉडर्नाइज कर सकते हैं, अपना रॉ मटेरियल और अच्छा खरीद सकते हैं, और अच्छा हम मार्केट भी सर्च कर सकते हैं नई टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, नए प्रोडक्ट के साथ। दूसरा हमारा उसमें क्या था, एक स्कीम में जो मैंने आपको शेयर की थी, सीएलसी स्कीम।
जी।
उसमें हमारा क्या है कि हम कोई भी अच्छी मशीन लगा के, जिसकी एफिशिएंसी अच्छी हो, वेस्टेज कम हो, मैन पावर जिसमें कम लगे, और उसकी क्वालिटी अच्छी हो, तो वो दे सकते हैं। उसमें हम फाइनेंस कराते हैं उस मशीन को, और साथ में उनको 15% हम सब्सिडी देते हैं।
अच्छा।
तो ये 2 स्कीम बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है आगे हम फाइनेंस देने के लिए। और छोटे स्कीम्स के लिए तो हमारा 25 लाख तक का वो पीएमईजीपी स्कीम में,
अच्छा।
प्राइम मिनिस्टर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन
जी
प्रोग्राम।
जी जी। तो तकरीबन कितना टाइम लग जाता है
जी,
एप्लीकेशन से डिसबर्समेंट तक?
इसमें 1 महीने से लेके 2 महीने तक का टाइम लग जाता है, क्योंकि इसमें पेपर वर्क अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर अपना करके लाते हैं, तो वो हमारे यहाँ से अभी तो पीएमईजीपी में क्या है, कोई इंटरव्यू नहीं है, पहले टास्क फोर्स कमेटी होती थी, अभी क्या है उनका
जी।
स्कोर कार्ड बना दिया है कि सपोज
अच्छा।
आपके पास में कोई आपके उसके बारे में जानकारी है, कोई ट्रेनिंग ले रखी है, या आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में क्या जानकारी है, आपका बैंक में अकाउंट है या नहीं है, आपकी क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है, और आपके मतलब इस तरह की चीजों को लेके उसमें एक स्कोर सिस्टम कर दिया है। तो अगर 60 से अबव आपका स्कोर है, तो आपकी डायरेक्ट जो भी आप बैंक रिकमेंड करेंगे, नियरेस्ट जो भी बैंक होगा उसमें एप्लीकेशन चली जाएगी। वो विद इन 2 3 4 डेज में हमारे यहाँ से एप्लीकेशन चली जाती है।
दैट्स वेरी प्रॉम्प्ट,
और
बहुत
दूसरी
बढ़िया।
स्कीम में आप जो भी प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बना के लाएंगे, उसमें साथ में जितने भी अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं वो आप सबमिट करते हैं बैंक में, तो वो भी 15 टू 1 मंथ का टाइम लेते हैं।
अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया।
जी।
और एक और सवाल मेरे आई एम सॉरी, बहुत सारे सवाल थे क्योंकि आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है। सो एक्सपोर्टर्स के लिए जो एमएससी सेगमेंट में हैं, उनके लिए कोई स्पेशल सपोर्ट, कोई स्पेशल स्कीम या उनके लिए कोई जरिया बनाया गया है?
जी, जी, उनको एक्सपोर्टर्स के लिए एक्चुअल में क्या है कि उनको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सपोर्ट होती है इसकी मार्केट की।
जी।
तो मार्केट में कैसे वो, एक तो हम एसोसिएशन की थ्रू हमारी जो मिनिस्ट्री है, एसोसिएशन अपना कोई भी ग्रुप ले जाए तो मार्केट वहाँ पे रिसर्च कर सकते हैं, या टेक्नोलॉजी लिख सकते हैं कि क्या हो सकती है और किस तरह के प्रोडक्ट वहाँ है, तो अपना प्रोडक्ट ले जाके वहाँ डिस्प्ले कर सकते हैं। तो एक तो वो होती है, दूसरा हमारे इंटरनेशनल जो एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं, एग्जीबिशंस में आप अपना कोई भी प्रोडक्ट लें और वहाँ से अपना ऑर्डर लें। तो इस तरह से 2 स्कीम, और एमएसएमई में जो एक्सपोर्टर्स के लिए वो बैंक ने जो सिडबी है उसने रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वैसे ही कम रख रखे हैं, 2% इंटरेस्ट सबमिशन और मिलता है, तो वो 7.5% पे रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे वो और उससे और एक्सपोर्ट यूनिट से तो उसमें और वो नेगोशिएट करके रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे वो फाइनेंस होता है।
अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया,
जी।
बहुत बढ़िया। और एक और चीज थी राम अवतार जी के, हमारे यहाँ पर देखिए इंडिया में परेशानी रही है क्वालिटी और एक इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड मीट करने की। तो कोई ऐसी एमएसएमई की स्कीम्स हैं जो क्वालिटी इनिशिएटिव्स लें और एक हमारे इंडिया के प्रोडक्ट्स की ब्रांडिंग या क्वालिटी को उभारने के लिए कोई ऐसा जरिया बनाया गया है?
जो हमारी लीन स्कीम है, लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्कीम है, उसमें क्या करते हैं, जो हमारे कंसल्टेंट होते हैं वो क्यूसीआई से या और कहीं से जो एक्सपर्ट होते हैं, तो वो हमें बताते हैं एक एक टेक्निक्स को कि इस तरह से हम क्वालिटी को कैसे सुधारें, हमारे वेस्टेज कैसे कम हो, और किस तरह से हमारी प्रोडक्शन की एफिशिएंसी बढ़े। तो हमारे वेस्टेज उससे बहुत कम होते हैं, हमारी जो एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी है वो हमें सेव होती है, और उसमें हमारा जो करीब हम 15 टू 25% सेव कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि जो हमारे प्रोडक्शन पे जो कॉस्ट आती है
जी।
लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टेक्निक के थ्रू। दूसरा हमारा इसमें एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्कीम है वो, क्योंकि ये जो हम आप बात कर रहे हैं इसकी कि हम कैसे से उसको अपना प्रोडक्ट को क्वालिटेटिव बनाएं, उसके लिए जो मैंने एक बार डिस्कस की थी जेड स्कीम, जीरो इफेक्ट जीरो डिफेक्ट। तो जो
जी।
इसमें जो सर्टिफिकेशन हम लेते हैं, स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसमें जो कर रखे हैं सभी डाल रखे हैं कि किस तरह से हम हमारी इन्वेंटरी होगी, किस तरह से प्रोडक्शन में होंगे, किस तरह से हमारा वेयर हाउस होगा, किस तरह से हमारा रॉ मटेरियल का स्टोरेज होगा, किस तरह से हमारा, तो इस तरह से उसकी जो जेड सर्टिफिकेशन आप लेंगे, तो उससे खुद ही एक हमारी कंपनी है और जो हमारे प्रोडक्ट है वो इतने मतलब क्वालिटेटिव हो जाएंगे और इतने उसमें रजिस्ट्रेशन में आ जाएंगे कि कोई भी उनको प्रोक्योर कर सकता है, कोई भी मिनिस्ट्री। सबसे एंड में हमें प्रॉब्लम आती है वो डिफेंस में आती है, क्योंकि डिफेंस के बहुत सारे पैरामीटर होते हैं। तो जेड स्कीम है, जेड स्कीम में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, उसमें गवर्नमेंट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस में उसमें रिमबर्समेंट भी जो भी जेड की जो भी
थैंक यू सर, बहुत ही बेनिफिशियल था, और आई थिंक आपका प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए काफी यूजफुल था। थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग एंड थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग अस द आंसर।
And there are
जी
two more questions, Gautam sir.
हाँ,
Chartered accountant Abhishek Chaudhary ji, he asked, "Our plans for subsidy incentives are very good, but please guide us how we can overcome our clients in understanding of schemes and providing funds of subsidy from state or central government itself." Shall
Expo in Panama, 24 to 27th of March. And Ministry of MSME has been very kind enough to give us subsidy for first 50 MSMEs who are going there, because of 40 countries participants are coming there. And Ministry of MSME has given a subsidy of 1 lakh rupees on their travel to first 50 SMEs or MSMEs who join us. So these are the type of incentives which MSME Ministry is very, very aggressive. And I'm very grateful for these. There are a lot of other things. Another organization which I had is the Money Grew Advisory, where we are instrument on 100 MSMEs whom we are giving the portfolio advisory, funding advisory, and managing their portfolio also. So after hearing the panelists, I think I was very much enthused, and in the morning, Sukhdeep, I told you that it is for the benefit of all our Punjabi chambers that they can benefit by, as you know, Panama is a wonderful country, and to put hold to Europe, Africa, and USA. So they're giving a lot of incentive. In fact, they have authorized us. I've got the letter in front of me. I don't know whether I can share my screen, which is from the Ambassador Upender Singh Rawat, and declaring this scheme. And the copy has gone to Mrs. Alka Arora, Joint Secretary, Ministry of MSME. Of course, Mr. Ramatlaji would be knowing about it. So that gives us a wonderful platform and opportunity to showcase our Punjabi Chambers exporters wherever they are. Sukhdeep, that was the one message I wanted to convey to you. Thank you very much, Sukhdeep.
Thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Singh sir. I think I've got 2 more questions, one each for Tripti and Nazim, if I can. Do we have the time to go forward? Are we okay with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Tripti, I think I saw the presentation, and we came across a mention of Woman Innovator. Could you share more about that? What is that program about?
So Women Innovator is actually a virtual incubator for women. We are actually working across 100 cities of India to help women go to the next level. So we majorly concentrate on revenue stream, and we help them in virtually incubating. So recently also we are a batch of 40 women. We help them in strategizing, legal aspect, how they can build up go-to-market strategies, how they can have on technology, how they can expand during COVID. What technological platforms and support they need is what we're trying, and even government scheme, how they can be eligible for that, and are they active, are they ready for taking the benefit, all the paperwork are done, is something we do. We go to 100 cities of India, we make it free for every woman who gets selected from these cities. We select 6 women every year from every city of India, 100 cities. And we will be coming up with, last year, we had 100 women of India. We created Guinness Asia records. And this year, we're targeting for 1,000 women of India, Asia, who we are targeting for Guinness record for talking about their initiatives and what work they're doing. And we're not just doing entrepreneurs, but also social activists and leaders are included in this selection process. I'm really happy that Nazim is our influencer for one of our cities in Women Innovator.
That's wonderful. So you get more of startups or more of established entrepreneurs who come on the platform for you?
So we have women, they're not established, but they are women with revenue. Most of our women are having revenues. They're, I would not even call them startup, and not started with a concept and they have revenues, but they don't know how to grow it. And that's the reason our technological platform of womenmark.com is helping them creating distributors across India and resellers.
Right. Well, that's very nice. Thank you. That's very useful.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So, Nazim, I had a question for you. You had spoken about a microfinance funds. Would you want to share more about that?
Yes, sure. So, as I had mentioned, of course, first preference should be for MSME schemes, government banking sectors, the NBFCs, etc. But as a second option, I have noted that we came across in the market where there were a lot of private investment options, private lending options coming up, whereas there were 2 or 3 that we found which were actually reasonably safe in case the first option of government banks, etc., is not available, which is A, fraternity funds, B, microfinance. Microfinance, of course, have a limit of 50,000, where smaller individuals can borrow smaller amount. The good part is, of course, documentation becomes a lot easier, etc. However, the interest rate is usually very high. It can go as much as 36%, which is extremely high. So those loans should be resorted to for emergency. When an enterprise is actually choking on liquidity issues, and documentations are not in place, that's when one could be. Second is fraternity funds that are called, which is also where a bunch of individuals go to an authorized dealer. It's very important here to stress on the word authorized, because the government has appointed and given licenses to organizations or individuals for these. So a group of individuals go there, decide to invest a specific ticket amount for a specific period of time. And during that time, they're allowed to, based on their auction system, are allowed to take advantage of this fund. The main purpose of it is that, whenever there is a capital urgent requirement, like I mentioned, the exporters, for example, they're able to withdraw up to about 70% of that ticket size, collective ticket size, with even when it's just the first month of them giving the installment. So in terms of quick capital, that's easier for them to attend. But like I also said, that the interest rate is always higher than a government or a banking institution. So those are the second options. Also, like Tripti mentioned, that there were a lot of, in Women Innovator also, there were many women who were not registered, who were just started out, or who were, not in the stage where they could apply for government documents or identification proofs. Microfinance could be looked at as a good seed funding available for starting off. Again, as long as it is short term, that will give them the benefit. Yeah. Gautam, you're on mute.
Put me on that. Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So I was trying to understand how much time does it take to process these loans, since they're micro and urgent in nature. So how long does it take to get the money?
So they depend on the institute to institute, but usually they're about 10 to 15 days, and you easily get it processed. That's how microfinance is. I know chit funds, for example, or fraternity funds, as the new term is. I know a couple of companies that do it for within a week's time. They easily process it, whereas a banking institution might take a much longer period.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very helpful. Okay. Sukhdeep, any other agenda we have? Anybody else has to share anything? We can't hear you, Sukhdeep. We can't hear you.
There's one more question popped up if the panelists would like to answer. Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary wants some more clarification on CGT MSE scheme. Is it good by government, but bank doesn't provide funding to needy person against this scheme? Very good presentation and question by the speaker. This is what he has given the feedback. He would like to more on CGT MSE scheme.
That Ram Avtarji,
yeah.
Can you see him on the screen? I can't see him on the screen.
Yeah, sorry, the chat box.
No, Ram Avtarji, I can't see him on the panel right now. Is he there?
A second. Yeah, I think he's not there. Yeah. First.
So we can probably share this thing later on.
Yes, absolutely. We can come back later.
Okay, great. Anybody has anything, or should we bring this to a close now?
Yeah, we are done.
Okay. Yeah. Great. I'd also like to mention, because of this question, Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary, one of the very distinguished chartered accountants from Maheshwari & Company. I'm very glad that he's a part of the presentation today, but he's renowned for his outstanding work in the field of forensic audits and stress monitoring accounts.
Very nice. That's very nice. Wonderful. Fine. So I think we'll bring this Zoom meeting to a close with a gratitude and thanks to all the speakers. I think Ram Avtarji made a Very nice presentation. He had all the right things to say. Tripti's presentation was very relevant, and Nazim's presentation also very, very appropriate for the topic. Thank you, everybody. I like to say that MSME for every country is the backbone. If you look at any successful country that has grown globally, that has a high level of GDP and growth, that has only happened when the MSMEs came into action. They were fueling the growth everywhere. And India recognizes it, but we should not forget the fact that this is an area of huge potential for all of us. If we can build up MSME, we can build up the nation. So I hope we'll have many more presentations, many more efforts, and we'll see maybe the golden decade that's been promised for a long time. We'll probably see this now. On a closing note, of course, I like to share that on behalf of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, I am honored to be part of the Delhi chapter as the co-chair along with Nazim Singh. And we would want everybody to keep in touch with us, participate, become members. As Sukhdeep said very nicely, it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and you'll get a whole international community as your friends. And I've been associated with Punjabi Chamber of Commerce for quite some time. And I can say that and vouch for everybody that the community that we are part of is very helpful, very proactive. So we look forward to everybody being in touch with us and participate along with us. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us today. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.